What's the deal? Dutton and T-Log back in the house.
Live coming at you live on this rainy Saturday night.
Still
Rainy but
standing strong in the land of the lames.
in the home of the freaks in the land of the slaves. Yeah. Maybe it's the other way around. The land of the freaks and the home of the slaves. The home of the depraved slaves, that is. Yeah.
Oh. So today's topic was well, it's open discussion, but you said you wanted to talk about the weirdest things that we've experienced in our stalking.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about that? Weird tales.
All right, let me think here. Mm, weirdest things. Um, I have one story from this dude I had met. He was another TI, and I had told him because I went over to his house, and I told him, yeah, you know what? Let me send one more text out.
I think I'll save this for later. Maybe. Man, I got a flipping headache in the back of the head, too. I don't know how that happened. The only time I usually get that is I've been punched in the back of the head. That's a little bit.
Lost me there.
Oh, yeah, you disappeared. You are back.
All right, sorry. What part did you hear up to?
I didn't hear anything. You were not online. You were gone.
All right, yeah, that's weird. All right, so One time I was invited over to another TI's house, and lives in my area, and so he still lives in the area. I still talk to him. So I went over to his house, and I told when I got there, I told him, like, you have all this stuff plugged in. I can see already a few things that I'd modify. That would probably lessen your targeting. And so I was like, you mind if I plug in a few things while I'm here, just so I feel more comfortable. And he's like, yeah, no problem, yeah, go ahead. So I started unplug a few things. I seen some light fixtures that you know could be like focused energy on and stuff. Certain light bulbs that are energy saving that are like used to to target certain people. And I started to like disable them and modify some stuff. And so I just altered it. And this guy, he's kind of weird, so he does drugs and stuff. So like he started bugging out. At first he was cool with it, but I guess he started feeling like that something was messing with him. I don't know if they're hitting him with energy or whatever. They just didn't like what I was doing. Because the fields that they have, a lot of the energy that they're focusing on is like they like the way that things are. So I started spotting stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is emitting a lot of energy right here. Should unplug that. This light fixture, take out that light bulb right there. Keep a regular one in there. Leave this light only on. And then so once I started modifying it, he kind of freaked out, and he started getting hit, and he tried to like fix whatever I was doing and put it back to how it was. At first he was okay with it, but then I guess they started messing with him. And then so yeah, it was kind of funny, it was kind of weird. It's like one example I could think of, I guess.
Did he lose it with you? Did he get crazy with you or what?
Nah, he knew that it wasn't my fault. He just didn't want to be messed with. So like he didn't think that it was gonna start messing with him. So he's like, well, maybe something's wrong. Maybe they're in his head. He's thinking like, oh, I got to get it back to how it was. So so I don't have to feel this way. So he thought in his head, okay, if I change something back, then maybe it'll be better. You know. So the reason why he was feeling like that because they fine tuned him. They got him used to being at these certain free fields of energy and shit to be able to target him whenever they want to. And so when I started to alter some of those, some of the things, which it doesn't take much time. It's not really like something where I have to, it's just simple things. Change this around, switch that, whatever, turn that off. And so he was like literally like plugging everything back up. He was like freaking out. And it was kind of funny because I know he was kind of like, like I said, he does drugs and stuff. So I was just kind of laughing.
Okay. Well, I got a couple of stories involving women. Uh, this one happened not very long ago. This was a couple of months ago. I met a Cuban woman at the gym. Now, she was very fair skinned, she was very Caucasian. She was not your typical Cuban woman. I think I've never been to Cuba, but I think they're mostly dark. They're Hispanic, yeah. But this one was green eyed and fair skinned, and her hair was blonde, or at least it was dyed blonde. And I noticed she smiled at me, and I didn't say much. I go, well, that doesn't happen often at the gym. But she had her Gucci purse with her, but women don't usually bring their purse with them on the gym floor. And she was wearing an athletic bra, a top, fake boobs. And somehow we began talking. I don't know how it happened, but she says, "Do you think my booty is big enough?" And I said, "Well, honestly, it could be bigger. I think it could be rounder."
Hey everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you, Tony?
Nothing. I'm good. Just had some good food today. Nothing much is going on though. How are you guys?
Hanging in there. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, of course.
Tell us about your day and things. How's it gone so far?
Before you start
Well,
though, like
yeah.
my channel took a hit, like so I don't know, my channel might get taken down just so you guys know.
Oh damn,
Um,
why?
I mean, I have two copyright strikes and two community guideline strikes. So I mean, two community, yeah. So if I get one more of each of either one, my channel get taken down. So I don't know. They literally YouTube does what they want, you know. So if like they want to take me down, they can. So I'm like waiting just to see the day that it does.
Oh
And
wow.
when it gets to this point, like after uh like so if I got a strike on a certain date, I have to wait 3 months till that one falls off. So
Wow.
every strike has a different date. So then I have to wait till these fall off, which is I think one of them falls off on January something. But even still, like I have to watch out. Like so I'm gonna be posting up on this my backup channel. I don't know if you're subscribed.
No.
Um yeah, but I'll send you the link to my backup channel on a text right now.
Okay, cool. No
Just so you have
problem.
it.
No worries. But yeah, I didn't really do much today. I woke up, my grandmother ordered like a whole bunch of Jamaican food. We had like oxtails and rice and vegetables and stuff like that. And we kind of just like had bullshit conversation. Nothing that they talk about is really important to me. Not saying that it's not important, but like, there's so much things that's going on in the world and they like to talk about gossiping and mundane type of things. But
Hey,
we had like a little conversation. It was nice or whatever. And I did a Zoom meeting at around 8:30, like a TI Zoom meeting. I went on a couple people's live streams and like yeah, that was pretty much my day. Nothing much. And I had hella noise harassment.
good, yeah.
How was your Christmas if you celebrate?
Well, I don't have any family that I speak to in the area, in the Bay Area.
Mhm.
I did speak with my mother by phone, who lives in Alabama.
Okay.
That was the extent of it. It was a lonely Christmas, I have to be honest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, this is better now that I'm talking with you. Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah, we're this is our Christmas pretty much right here.
yeah, where you're looking,
Yeah.
it had some sting to it for sure. But I'll survive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
We'll
think holidays are meant to like for some reason like they like to accentuate like the family dynamic. So I feel like this is probably the roughest time for a lot of TIs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I'd rather have, you know, Christmas where I can be around people that actually, you know, want to be around me. Like being around a bunch of, you know,
Cause
hypocrites and just people that are targeting you or involved in your targeting, even if they're family. It's just like, it's like another day of targeting. So what's the point? You know what I mean?
yeah,
yeah,
Like, I wouldn't want to be around that. So, I mean, maybe in the future we're building a family right now,
for
and
sure.
and maybe we'll have a Christmas in the future. Right now, not it's fine, but we're working toward trying to build some type of life where we could have like people around us that
We could trust.
we want to be around. So
Yeah. I wish you guys were there for the Zoom meeting because that's something that we were talking about, like ways of accumulating land and like building our own community. Doesn't have to be like a super large like land mass, but just having something where people can go to for shelter or if they just want to be around people who understand what we're going through.
I
But it
know,
was a
yeah,
pretty decent conversation.
yeah. Just whenever you because I don't think I mean Dutton. I don't know if you ever looked into Zoom, but Zoom is like another app, like to video chat and stuff. But it's easy too. I think you guys that's what you were using, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I have it installed. I know SHP likes to use that a lot.
Okay,
Do you
cool.
know what? Do you know what TI's that you were talking to earlier?
TI News came in, a targeted journey came in, a new person that I'm familiar with her, like I've seen her comment, but she told us a little bit about her story if she's a real TI. Her name is Janae, and she came in, a couple people came in, a targeted journey came in. I had one, I do Zoom meetings every week, but I had one last week. Broken Matrix came in and a couple other people. So it was quite a few people that joined.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much know most of those names. So it's like once we familiarize with ourselves with everyone, like we kind of know each other, and
Mhm.
then we're able to like just speak on different matters and see who really wants to be part of the community and not just oh, you're a perp and this a perp and blah blah blah. Like I really you start to see who really wants to build the community and who
Of
doesn't.
course. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I'm familiar with Zoom. I have the app downloaded. I've used it with my doctor.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I use it too with my therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, just send me a text whenever you have a live or whenever somebody starts one. Like, because if we're free, most of the time we'll join. It's just that
Yeah,
we don't get a notification. So, if we stay in contact, and we're communicating with each other, then we can join and stuff like that, just to like
no doubt.
keep up with each other.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know why I should have texted you, but I think you would have been a great asset to today's conversation. But we could continue that next week.
Yeah,
And
there's always more time.
yeah, there's always more time. We're good.
So you said oxtails and Jamaican food. I'm assuming that Jamaican is part of your heritage.
Yes, sir. My
Okay.
entire family is Jamaican. I'm like the first generation to be born in America, but my whole culture of growing up was Jamaican.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So that's awesome.
thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I always, whenever I hear Jamaican, I always think of this joke.
Oh.
But what is it?
Well, no, it's not really a joke. It's kind of like more like a saying, I guess. What they say
Is it
Jamaican me
bumper
crazy.
clap? That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't catch it. What did you say?
I said I don't know where I heard it from. I think it was like a comedian or something, but he said Jamaican me crazy.
Oh, yeah, I hear that a lot. It's cool.
Oh,
So does your family like is it the stereotype true supposedly like that Jamaicans like to smoke a lot of weed?
Well, weed was never legal in Jamaica at all, but it's like a culture down there. But I would say if you ever do go down there, like be careful who you buy it from because they have this thing called lizard tail, and it's literally what it sounds like. They cut the tail of a lizard, and when you crumble it up and it dries or whatever, it looks like weed, and it will blow your mind. So there's a lot of people that are
No
smoking
way.
the weed. Yeah, like, but weed is not
Dude.
legal in Jamaica. It never was.
Right. So is it like a psychedelic or something? The lizard tail?
I never took lizard tail, but to my understanding, like, you ever see those crazy people? I don't want to call them crazy because that's a society type of thing, but you ever see those people that are just like talking to themselves on the street and they're bugging out and they just seem disheveled and stuff like that? It'll make you
Yeah.
lose your mind pretty much.
Dang. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm good on that lizard tail.
yeah, man. Don't do it.
I already I think I already got enough problems.
Hell yeah. We don't need that in our lives. But Jamaica, they do have like some of the purest type of weed
Yeah,
there.
my cousin, he went down there to visit my cousin Vince, and he told me that he got a taxi ride from a Jamaican dude out there,
Mhm.
and that this guy just rolled him up a big ass joint, and he's just like, and then my cousin was gonna pass him the joint back to him, like after he lit it up,
Yeah.
and the guy rolls it from, he lights it from, and he gives it to him, and then he takes a hit, and then he passes it to the guy. He's like, no, no, man, it's like one joint per person, and then he's just like, damn, so he's just smoking
Yeah.
and shit.
We're pretty accommodating when it comes to like tourists or like people that visit because we have a tendency to think they have a lot of money. So we well, I can't say we because I didn't I lived there like a couple of times, but I didn't like grow up fully there. But they have a tendency of treating like the visitors very nicely there.
Yeah,
I don't see
and you're
my.
out there in New York, right?
You said what?
I say you're out there in New York.
Yeah, unfortunately. I hate it
Oh,
here.
I bet.
Tony? Where would you prefer to live if you had your choice?
In Jamaica in the mountains.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Take me with you.
What is the?
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a native Jamaican language other than English?
No, it's not called English, it's called patois. And it's like a broken, not necessarily broken English, but they get a lot of their dialect from England. So like if you go to England and if you meet a Jamaican in England, like the accents are kind of similar and the wording is kind of similar. But it's pretty much broken English and it's called patois.
Okay, well, I don't see myself doing much traveling under these conditions. You guys are, but uh,
Yeah.
I don't see the point in traveling alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
it could be dangerous, especially like being a TI.
yeah, yeah. Have you?
And then like they have a tendency to delay your flight and just fuck with your whole experience when you're taking a plane.
Oh, I bet that's true.
And then there's a lot of people in the airport to like fuck with your head and confuse you and just a whole bunch of shit.
That's a lot of shit for just one person, isn't it?
You said what?
I said that's a lot of fucking bullshit for one person, isn't it?
Yeah, and they expect us to lose our shit. So I believe we're some of the strongest people.
Yep, you're right. We are. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
we are the strongest.
this shit
Yeah,
is crazy.
I've never flown before, but I would fly if I was gonna like get away from this bullshit ass city. Like if I knew I had to like not just to go on vacation, but maybe like just to relocate, then I probably would
Yeah,
consider flying. The only thing though is I've seen people that have denied to go through the metal detector because there's a lot of radiation through that thing, and you can choose to get patted down, which they do like a really thorough pat down on you.
yeah.
And I'd rather prefer to do that because I don't want to walk through their fucking machinery. And
Yeah.
that's just for my own preference. But I mean, everybody, they have their own ways they want to handle stuff. I just rather stay away from technology in general because I don't want them fucking scanning shit.
Right. I respect that. That makes sense.
Yeah. And this chick, I used to watch her YouTube channel. It's called Truth Stream Media.
Mhm.
She's she's really well known. She has a lot of subscribers. And she does really good videos.
Yeah.
She still has a YouTube channel. It's like one of my favorite channels actually.
Is she a
Um,
TI or is does she make like different videos?
she makes different videos, but she talks a lot about like stuff that people don't touch on. And
Okay.
yeah, she knows probably. I think she knows about the targeting and stuff like that. I don't think she really focuses on it. She doesn't really. I don't know if she's targeted herself. I don't know if she's talked about it, but she focuses more on just like following her passion and stuff like speaking out.
That's cool.
Yeah, you
I
could check her
respect.
out. I'll try to like send her the link to her.
Yeah, sure. Dutton, where are you from?
I was born and raised in San Jose, California.
Mhm.
I'm still here now, though. I come from an agricultural family that grew pears in this valley from the around the 1870s to the late 1950s.
Nice.
Yeah, so my family is we're an agricultural family, uh,
Nice.
and so I watched this. This is now called Silicon Valley, which you've likely heard of,
Mhm.
but I know it as Santa Clara Valley.
Nice.
Yeah, it used to be all orchards. Tony, you would have really liked it.
How is it in Cali? Like for some reason I'm hella scared. Wait, you
Oh,
you both of you guys are in Cali, right?
yeah, he's
Yep.
in SoCal. I'm in NorCal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and
I
Ken
would have.
already met more than a few times, but I'm trying to get some work so I wanted to like fix up a van like where I
Yeah,
can make it to like a home, like a nice one,
yeah. Like a
and
RV.
then so I can relocate wherever I want.
Right. And you could probably like drive somewhere where there's not a lot of people and it's like nice nature and you could like go camping and stuff like
Yeah,
that. That'd be
I'll be
cool.
like fucking Tarzan and shit.
That'd be dope.
For real.
That'd be cool.
Oh, but to answer your question, well, I went to Minnesota briefly to visit my mother. My targeting, and I lived there for 6 months. My targeting was worse in Minnesota than it is here.
Yeah, I had an experience like that. Like when I first awakened to my targeting, I got like super, super paranoid and scared. And at first, I didn't think it was like nationwide or even worldwide. I thought it was like a neighborhood type of thing. And I told my mom, like, this is before they hacked my mom's brain. And I told my mom, I was like, Ma, like, people are really out to get me. Like, I feel like I'm gonna die. Like, we gotta move. So we literally, like, that night, she went online and looked up different places in Boston, and we took the Amtrak. We packed up all our stuff, packed up all our clothes and stuff, moved to Boston, and my targeting was significantly worse. And nobody would accept us, so we ended up staying at a homeless shelter for a couple of days, and like we just came back to New York because it was so hectic down there. Like
Wow.
I feel like if I was to stay in Boston, I probably would have been dead.
Wow.
Fuck.
How
Yeah.
long ago did that happen?
How did we get to Boston?
No, no. How long ago was it that you went there?
That was probably like maybe 5 years ago.
Oh,
It's going on.
how
I
long have
like.
you, I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
how
Go
long
ahead.
have
Go
you
ahead.
been targeted, Tony?
Going on 6 years now.
Uh-huh.
Tony has a really interesting story. We've talked about like a few things on the phone.
Yeah.
Um, and she told me that I mean you're into singing, right?
Yeah. I used to
Or you
sing a
were
lot.
into singing?
Yeah, like a lot of jazz and neo soul type of vibe.
Yeah, she was supposed to like she had connections in the music industry back in the day, so she had things going for her before her targeting started, and she was gonna get into like into like the music industry probably, and she couldn't because of this bullshit.
Yeah, literally my family was just super jealous of me. And that's the crazy thing. Like I didn't grow up with family. It was just me and my mom and my father and my grandmother. That was pretty much all I had. And then my friends occasionally. But I it wasn't until I reached like maybe around 18 or 19 where like my cousin reached out to me on Facebook, and I didn't know that they practice witchcraft or whatever. But she reached out to me on Facebook, and I got in touch with certain family members back in Jamaica, and everyone was just gaslighting the hell out of me, and they were talking about how they love me and they were looking for me this whole time and all this extra bullshit. And when I went to college, me and my mom kept falling out, and it was just a whole bunch of drama at home. And I went to college for performing arts, and you know, I was I was a pretty like talented kid, and I ended up dropping out because the pressure was just too much and there was too much shit going on at home, and me and my mom was just falling out. So I ended up leaving and I went to a youth shelter, got kicked out of the youth shelter, and I literally had nowhere to go. So like um I was going to commit suicide, honestly. And before I did that, I called my cousin to say goodbye, and she started crying or whatever. And she was like, you know what, hang in there and you could go stay with my mom in Long Island. And when I was like, it was like the more I told my family like about my dreams and aspirations, it was like the more they got jealous and envious, and they started practicing witchcraft on me. Um, in Jamaica, it's called Obia, and pretty much I temporarily lost my mind, and I was posting a whole bunch of crazy shit on Facebook, and ever since then I was on the watch list. And also the aunt that I was staying with, she works at a hospital, so I'm pretty sure she has connections on how to put somebody on the watch list. But yeah, that's a little bit of my story.
All right. So you grew up, you had some talent with singing that likely would have, maybe would have gotten you a recording contract and maybe some performances and things like that.
Yeah, my ultimate goal was to do theater. Like I wanted to be on Broadway. I did a couple plays in Manhattan and stuff like that. Um but I was pretty much like the multi-talented one in the family. Like I was always coming up with ideas and painting and singing and acting and dancing and stuff like that. And like my I just didn't have the support that I needed to actually like pursue my career. But I had a lot of opportunities. Like I worked when I was in high school, I had an internship at the Apollo Theater, and then later on I worked with them on a lot of productions. I met a lot of celebrities and a lot of people in the music industry. And then later on, I worked for a fashion company in Manhattan called Fashion Avenue News. And that was a great experience. And I didn't realize that, like, you can't tell everyone your dreams. I was so eager to let people know, like, oh my God, I'm passionate about all of these things. And not everyone is in your corner, and they will definitely do whatever they can to destroy that. And they
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
did.
Yes. Yes, they will. Uh, you don't know these things when you're young, Tony.
Exactly.
So,
Ruined my fucking life. For real, for real. And you know what's crazy? I used to write plays or whatever, and I had this one idea. Like when I was staying, I'll be honest, I stayed at an LGBT shelter because there was no other like NYC like youth shelters around. So I stayed at an LGBT shelter, and like that experience was crazy within itself. So I wrote a play about it. I kid you not. They purposely showed me a commercial with the same concept, and one of the actors that was in that movie, I know her. Like I actually did a production with her, and it made me feel like shit. Like I don't know, like they just have a way of fucking over your life and stealing your ideas.
yeah, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tony.
So
It's all
so
good.
do you think that, like, I know that certain skills or certain attributes that we have like will always stick with us, it's not going to be the same because they weren't nurtured. But I think if we can get into a setting where we can harness those skills, like we can kind of bring them back in a way. Do you think that you can still paint and sing to this day?
Well, singing, I'm not too a hundred. Well, if I practice on my instrument, like my temple, my body, um, I most likely could hit my like get my voice back. But I do paint
Right,
here and there, but like the inspiration is just not there. Like they just have a tendency to ruin
right.
everything. Like, and
Yeah,
then
the atmosphere, like, it's just
yeah, it's just
it's
a
different
negative.
when you're young and you're creative, and then like having to go through everything that you went through, it kind of changes the way
Yeah,
you look at things. You're not gonna paint the same picture right now as you did several years ago.
especially when you had a certain level of freedom.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the
It
artwork will get dark, huh?
right. Yeah, man, but yeah, it's not fun. And then like at the same time, it kind of seems pointless because all my great ideas they already stolen, and the fun is just not there anymore. And then it's like, for what? Like, who's gonna see my work? Besides other TIs.
Yeah, it's weird. How like I've heard people say that before that they like stealing ideas. Like, so this is, obviously it's about control. We already know that,
Mhm.
but I think a lot of us, they take advantage of us because we are like really like deep thinkers. We have a lot of good ideas. We're all talented. I think a lot of people that are targeted have
Yeah.
like some talent,
Yeah.
and we can like probably do something with it. It's just in the right setting, or if we had people that were backing us, then we could probably get something accomplished. But they're gonna
Right.
definitely not want that to take place.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of us we come from like abusive households or like narcissistic parents or
Yeah.
like you said the nurturing isn't there. You at a certain age, like when you're still young, you need that support behind you to keep you going.
For sure. Yeah,
I don't know.
you know what's up. Like, that's why I think I like talking to you, because I think we have like a lot of common.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of TIs have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way you talk, Tony. I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
So, at this point, what are your dreams and hopes of for life, Tony? Have they changed or are they the same? That question was for you, Tony.
For me,
Yeah, what are your hopes and dreams? Have they changed or are they the same?
well, if I lived in a normal world and I wasn't being fucked with, I would definitely pursue my career again. I think I would have to start all over because of course, I got rusty. Like I can't dance the way I used to. I gained a little bit of weight and things just aren't the same in my body. Like I'm in a lot of pain a lot of times. So it's going to take a long time if I was to live in a normal world for me to work back up to that level of potential. But as far as being targeted, like my biggest goal is to just fucking survive. Like I there's not much I can really do when everything is sabotage.
Right.
Do you have any? What about, okay? That's on a professional level. Do you have any personal dreams that you'd like to see realized?
Well, I would like to get a car. Like I've been kind of anxious all my life to drive, but being a TI, like I hate taking public transportation. I hate it. It gives me, I don't know if it's artificial anxiety, but I never had the issue before. Like I can't really take the train anymore. I take taxis everywhere and it eats up a lot of my money. So I would love to get a car. I just know that they'll fuck with it. I'm scared to get a car, but I want to get a car at the same time.
Well, wait a minute. No, my car isn't fucked with.
Do you have a what's it called? Like a drive-through, like a parking lot for your car.
No, no, my vehicle is parked outside. It's and I live in a downtown city of a half a million people. Anybody could F with this vehicle if they wanted to.
Okay.
I've had it keyed a couple of times.
Yeah,
Um, and I've had a few things stolen, but I haven't had anything sabotaged as far as mechanically goes.
you're one of the lucky ones. I hear a lot of people say that people steal stuff from their cars, they break in, they put like chemicals and stuff. And then like being in New York, it's like it's overpopulated, so I'll always be in traffic, and it's just I don't know. I just don't want my car being fucked with, and it's a lot of money.
I understand that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about? Do you have any personal dreams with marriage or relationship or any hopes there at all?
Absolutely. Like I would love a chance to like I don't want to just date anybody, and I think every TI feels that way. Like I would love the chance to date somebody that either is willing to learn about this program and especially learn what triggers me because I was abused growing up. So or like date another TI who's not narcissistic and who has a head on their shoulders and like actually work towards something instead of just dwelling in the negativity of this program. But I'm open to a relationship. I just think it's very hard.
Yeah, yeah. I think I agree. I agree with both of those statements.
Yeah.
And I already know what Tilo wants out of life, so we won't cover that unless he wants to talk on it.
Yeah. I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a young man, but I do believe that I am youthful looking for
Yeah.
a early 50s guy. I look like I'm in my late 30s.
I
Right.
hear that. That's cool.
So my mentality is that life is I want to finish. I, Let me just say I would want to finish my latter end to be better than my beginning.
Yeah.
Right. And I have more to offer now than I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, for sure, because you had experience in life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
Mhm.
So I feel I'm well equipped for marriage and seriousness, which have been ready for quite some time
Mhm.
because we're the type that, we can sit in the eye of the storm and not flinch.
Right. We've
That's
been through it.
valuable. That's very valuable. I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It provides like a level of stability, like not necessarily like with material things, but like mentally, when you're mentally strong and you've been through a lot, like I guess your significant other can learn a lot from you, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what is the weather like right now? I know that's a bit kind of mundane question, but what does New York look like this time of year?
It's actually kind of warm. It's very strange. We haven't had like a real winter in a long time. Like it's not snowing, the weather's not crazy crazy. I mean it's cold, but it's not like New York cold that I'm used to. It's a very weird type of weather. I
Oh,
definitely think there's some type of manipulation going on there cuz it hasn't snowed like in a couple like a couple of years. Like it hasn't snowed on time if that makes sense.
yeah, I've noticed that the pattern in Northern California has been off for a long time.
Yeah.
We're finally getting some of the wet rain that we typically had here in NorCal for decades.
Yeah.
That's back for now. But
Wow. Is it true that it never rains in Southern California?
you'll have to ask Tilo can answer that question.
Okay.
It's just raining the last couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah, it rains. I mean, snows like it snows up in the mountains, but not like in the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
That's interesting.
Big Bear and stuff.
Yeah, the weather's been very strange in New York. Like it's oddly like last week I was able to go outside with just a sweater and I was perfectly fine. Usually like everybody would be bundled up and wearing like double, triple layers and I don't know what's going on with the weather.
So what you make to eat?
I made a sandwich. Nothing
Oh, okay,
special. It was turkey, cheddar cheese, and avocado with spicy mustard.
cool. Yeah, I like sandwiches. Do you have them with like other stuff or just the sandwich by itself?
No, I just had a sandwich by itself. I had a lot of food today, so I wasn't like too crazy hungry.
Yeah. There's this sandwich shop. Well, it's like a market, and I get sandwiches there.
Hmm.
I get it's called I forget. I forget what the name of the sandwich is, but it's like turkey breast, I think, and then they put this chipotle sauce on it. It just like makes the sandwich so freaking like 10 times more. Dang.
Nice.
But they put a bell pepper. You can change it, but I put bell pepper. Um, it comes with bacon, but I usually don't put the bacon on there.
Yeah.
Lettuce, peppercini, and then there's these like these mojos that they sell there, but I tell them like to put those on the sandwich too.
Yeah.
And it's like the sandwich is huge too. It's like bigger than Subway.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I just like I divulge in that.
It makes it worth the money.
Yeah, it's like $10 for a sandwich.
That's not bad. Is it weird that
Yeah.
I don't like Subways? Like Subways is gross to me.
For some reason Subway makes me sleepy.
They probably put something in it then.
Yeah, because it's every time, and like I'll make it random too. So like I'll go to just like whatever Subway,
Yeah.
and I'll just like I have the same effect. It's like the food. Especially
Yeah.
Domino's. Domino's. Oh man, that shit. I don't know what they put on the sauce, but some of these foods I get like uh
Lethargy.
reactions to, and I think they're putting stuff obviously in the food, and so you got to kind of watch out where you buy from because a lot of these fast food places are they're into like that genetic modified bullshit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, none of this food industry stuff is real. I was
Really.
watching a video the other day where like I don't know if it's Purdue chicken, but it's some type of brand of chicken where they say they don't add antibiotics and stuff like that. And a whole lot of people put like a magnet on it and it was like little chunks of metal in the chicken. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They just put a whole bunch of nasty shit in our food.
Not only that, I think in some places, not in all places, but they pulled out like some chicken or like steaks, pieces of steak and stuff like that, and it was raw, and they
Hmm.
poured Coca-Cola all
Yes.
over it, and then like maggots started crawling out of that, or like little worms. They're like
Yeah.
these little worms. They started coming out of the meat,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's true or or cap or whatever, but I would like to try it out to see what happens.
Yeah. It just I don't know. I wish I could have a diet where I don't have to worry about eating meat anymore. Because I can only
Yeah,
imagine, like, with the parasites and stuff like that, especially like being a TI, like, we never know what they're putting in our food or what they're doing to it. So I just wish I
yeah,
could eat
exactly.
like a pure diet or whatever.
For sure. Like I fasted for like 3 days, and I just drank water for those 3 days, and like when I broke my fast, I just started eating pineapple, and my body started to react like weird. It was just like I felt good, but like the targeting started messing with my targeting. Like they were off. They couldn't target me properly and stuff like that. So I know it has to do like with the food for sure. I think that our targeting would lessen
Yeah,
uh a good amount, not where it's going to completely go away, but it will mess it up. And as soon as I freaking ate fast food, it went back to normal. Like everything like snapped back into place, and I was just like, man, I bet you it's the food that we're eating. It's like one of the
yeah,
key players in this crap.
yeah. It's ruining our bodies.
Yeah,
It's
especially
sad.
the meat too. It's like my body started reacting weird when I ate meat, like a hamburger.
Yeah,
It was like toxic or something to my body. Like it wanted it, but it was like hard digesting it at first.
right.
I
Yeah,
cut
Yeah,
pork
I
out a
would
long
say
time ago. I won't eat I've decided not to eat hamburger anymore either.
that's good.
Yeah,
Did you
because
notice a difference?
yeah, I definitely noticed a difference with no pork. And
Okay.
I didn't eat much of it anyway, but occasionally, like on pizza, I might eat sausage and pepperoni. So I don't eat the like I pull the sausage off of it.
That's good.
Yeah, right. So it's only lean beef, chicken, and occasionally fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salmon is like one of my favorite fishes to eat.
Oh, we catch them. We catch them here off the coast all the time.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. So, do you have any friends at all? Do you speak with, or are you all by yourself, Tony?
It's just me, myself, and I.
That's lonely, right?
Yes, sir. It is. Yeah, I think that's their goal though, is to just isolate us and like put us in a corner. And then when we react, it's like, look, I told you this person was crazy. It's just it's a very strange program. Like, it's been 6 years and it still baffles me that people are okay with this. Like,
I know it. I know it. That is the most, and the only thing that I can say is that they must have been prepped on this shit a long time ago.
yeah.
Like this thing, they didn't just pop up, like in the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
I'm thinking like they had this shit planned out for a few decades.
Yeah, even before technology.
And, they maybe not everybody knew or accepted it, but enough people knew about it and were acclimated to it where it's pretty much they were told, this is pretty much the way things are, accept it.
Yeah.
You accept that this is the way things are, and there's just no way around. They want everyone to believe there's no way around this,
Right.
which I believe is bullshit, by the way.
Yeah. I think
I
the hardest part is that everyone has like this code of silence. Like nobody besides the TI, but like nobody around us is allowed to talk about it. Everyone has to fucking harass us all the time. Like I think that's why it stayed under the radar so much, because nobody's allowed to speak about these things.
Yeah, now I have my theories on why they are not able or willing to speak on it. What are yours?
Um, I think they're probably threatened, or like I witnessed, like, my mom doesn't believe like the whole targeting aspect. Like she believes that some parts of it is true, but when I bring up like the V2K and like how they could emit voices and stuff like that, she doesn't believe that part. But I witnessed, because my mom flip flops a lot, so like sometimes she's able to grasp a little bit of what I'm saying, and then I notice that they will target her, and then it will be like a, if they were to say something, they will become targeted, or they're threatened or they get compensated for it. And for my targeting, I just think they genuinely enjoy having a power over a human being. Like these people seem to really enjoy what they're doing, especially the police
Yeah, they
officers.
sure do. Oh, I got some choice words for those cocksuckers. Uh,
Yeah,
they by their nature enjoy any kind of power trip that they can exert, which is not much. Uh,
right.
I mean, they're an overrated security guard at best.
Yeah,
But I believe there's a Masonic oath that's given,
that too.
and I believe that they swear loyalty to the beast system and Satan himself.
Yeah,
I believe that there's something along the lines of a verbal oath that is given,
yeah.
and that within that oath is a code of silence and a similar to the Freemason oath, where they're threatened that if they expose anything of Freemasonry, that their tongue is cut out and their brain is exposed to the sun and all this total nonsense, right?
Mhm.
Because there have been people who left Freemasonry and spoke on it. None of these things happened,
Right.
though they became very quickly ostracized and targeted themselves. So
Yeah.
let me speak to that for a moment. I want to answer the question, though, a bit. So there is a level of fear that usually, I would guess, has some level of threat of bodily harm and or financial ruin.
Mhm.
Those are the only two things that, because I know the nature of people is to talk
Exactly.
and that they gossip on everything under the sun.
Yep.
So why would this be any exception?
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like there's also like elements of this program that we're not even aware of. Like, I don't know. I also think it's some form of mind control as well because it seems to be like almost everyone, like literally, even if you travel to a different state or a different country, it follows you. So yes, it's a call of silence, but I also think there's a level of mind control and mind manipulation.
I
Yeah.
I agree with that because I've made statements to people that should have made them react and they walked by like a robot.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
And
these people have no emotions unless it's negative emotions.
yeah, right. It's like they'd have no feeling whatsoever.
Yep,
It's bizarre, man. It's weird.
it's very strange. And I lived in this building like before being targeted, and some of the neighbors like watch me grow up here, and to see them just freaking switch as if they never knew me or knew what I was about, it's freaking crazy. It just goes to show like the government really has a lot of control over the masses. Like it's crazy. They like the government really has us by the balls. Like it's insane.
What's the end game here? What do you think?
I think the end game is to just get us to commit suicide. Because I hear a lot of people say like the end game is to get us institutionalized and hospitalized and stuff like that. But I've been in hospital like I never been into a hospital until I was targeted. And most of the time it's because my mom will call the police on me when I try to talk to her about it. But I've been in the hospital so many times and it actually made my targeting worse. So I think the ultimate goal is to just end it. Like they want us to end it or like become mass shooters, mass murderers, and just ruin our lives completely.
Yeah, I mean, if we're that big of a threat, why not just take us out?
Right? I think that too all the time. I don't know. I don't know. But
So
I think that like people actually get paid for a program like this, so they want to keep us alive as long as possible so they can make more money off of us.
There we go.
Yep.
exactly, and that's where the hospitals come in because I think um, a lot of us have been chipped, even though they don't necessarily need to, but they can, and your
Yeah.
targeting will increase. if somebody has gotten something put in their body. But when your targeting increases when you go to the hospital, is it during your visit there, or most of the time, or is it
Oh,
after you leave the hospital?
it's nonstop. It's on my way to the hospital. The people in the ambulance target me. They ask me like questions, like really weird questions. The last time I was hospitalized, they tried to kill me. Like they injected me with Haldol, which is a drug that can make you lose your mind. And I don't know how I was able to like hold my shit together, but I literally felt myself slipping away. Like you ever see those people in the hospitals just acting fucking crazy and like borderline schizo? Like that's how I felt. And then they were hitting me with like intense V2K. And that's why they pretty much threatened me to delete all my old videos. And I deleted them thinking that it would make the situation better. It just got worse. And pretty much once they took my phone away from me and I had to change into the gowns and stuff like that, it like once you can't record them, it's no bars hold. Like literally they tried to freaking kill me, and the doctors, the patients, I don't even think the patients are really patients, because how are you in a hospital for an illness but you're so focused on me 24/7? Like it was a very deadly experience, I would say. I hated it there.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's why I never really trusted the hospitals or go back there. If I like the last time my car accident not too long ago, I kind of like cut my foot and I was banged up a little bit, nothing major. But they
Hmm.
wanted to take a look at me. I didn't even want the fucking paramedics to touch me. I told them like, either like, "Are you fine? Your foot's bleeding." I'm just like, "Dude, don't worry about it." Like, just. And they said, "So you don't want a medical help?" I'm like, "No, just get the fuck
Yeah,
away from me." Like seriously, like, if I'm dying on the street, I'm just like, take my body and burn it. Don't let these motherfuckers get their hands on my body. Like that's how I feel about these fucking
yeah,
assholes. Like I
Right.
literally I despise like this whole fucking this whole system. It's just corrupt. And like they're gonna use our bodies as experiments and shit. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with us, but I mean, back in the days, your family members got your body and they'd burn it, and
yeah,
that's how I want to go out. I don't want these fucking assholes, fucking having me in a mortuary somewhere, fucking with me, probing me and shit while I'm dead. They're still
right.
fucking with me, and then when I'm gone, it's like fucking leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I don't want to be buried, especially in America. Like I would much rather be cremated.
For real.
But then it's
Yeah.
like once we're cremated, where would our ashes be? Like who's gonna hold our ashes?
Yeah.
But I guess that doesn't even matter because once you're gone, you're gone. So
Well, yeah, that's
Exactly.
true. I do believe in a cremated body. There's no way I'm going to have worms flipping, digging, rotting through this.
yeah,
The idea of my corpse in a
If
coffin
my
in the
if my
ground.
nuts are intact, they're gonna still be lingering in them. So I don't even want them.
man,
Always some humor from T Loke. Yeah,
right? It's needed.
it is needed. We need jokes
Yep.
because this life's
Absolutely.
becoming a joke quickly.
Oh,
Uh,
for real.
for real. They bring honey pots to me at the gym, uh, but which is fine. I've conversed with a few of them, but put them in this category. You're gonna have to pardon my language here, Tony. I
Hey,
put them in the area of cock tease, cock block, or cock sucker.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty
yeah.
much.
I feel you.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the beginning of my targeting, they sent me a hella honey pots, and it actually like turned out to be very messy because I thought that these people cared about me, and then like out of nowhere they would just ghost me, and it was just a whole messy situation with a lot of like random people. But yeah, the honey pot, that's a trip, man.
Oh wow, you got involved.
Yeah,
I'd never been that far.
Yeah, I got like heavily involved with a lot of them, and it was not good.
yeah,
Not
because
at all.
it's weird because once you like what my last relationship was is they wanted me to break down my guard, so like I had a really like hard, like where I wouldn't want anybody to like let them in. I didn't show any like emotion. I didn't get attached very easily.
Hmm.
And like this person just kept working on me little by little, chipping away until like I finally said, all right, like I'll give it a shot. And then once I did that, it was the fucking ball was in their court and they started fucking doing all kinds of fucking bullshit.
Yep.
And it was just like, why the fuck did I start to care again? No.
Yeah. And it's like intense gaslighting and love bombing, and they make you feel like you're the best person in the world, and then they just ghost you, and it's the weirdest shit. It's weird as hell.
Yeah, I know nobody deserves to be like messed with like that. It's just like you learn, it's kind of like a hard experience, but I learned a lot from this fucking bullshit. It
Yeah.
made me like really stronger person, but I'm pretty sure there's more uh humane ways to go about that than torturing somebody like the way that these narcissists like to.
For sure.
Well, hey, we got C Dub in the house. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
C Dub.
yeah. He says women never really been interested in me sexually, so when they approach me now, it's just obvious they are a honeypot. LOL. Well,
Yeah.
uh, I still believe C Dub. There's somebody out there for you, no matter what. So don't give up hope yet, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think there's only like two categories for me, and even those are slim. It's like I'm a man of God, so I would prefer to have like a woman of God, but even the people at church are corrupted and involved into this gang stalking crap.
Oh,
So,
hell yes, they are.
you know, um, it's kind of hard to be finding somebody that's gonna have your back even when they're tempted to join this shenanigans. Are they gonna stand by you or are they gonna start participating? So that's the question you have to face, and your relationship's going to be tested. Okay, so with that's one category. Another category is dating someone that's already targeted, and
Yeah.
you guys are in the same position, so there's already like something in common there, and they'll understand. A lot of targets I think are really understanding because we go through a lot of shit. So um those are the two options I see that are for us pretty much, in
Yep.
my opinion.
Yeah, it's very hard dating as a TI. I don't even think it's a thing for a lot of us.
For us, I think we're just gonna have to. Well, a lot of us get used to being single, but I never like even if I am single, I never like to like I always had relationships, even if they weren't sexually involved. I just you have to have friends and stuff because it's just we're not it's not good for us to be alone. And
Yeah.
just like in the Bible, why he made Eve for Adam, it's just we're stronger together,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
they want to tear us apart.
Yeah.
C Dub said we should probably only date other TIs at this point. I agree. It's very rare that you'll find somebody that's not in the program that's willing to learn and understand what
Seriously.
we're going through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. That's
Yep.
true.
Yeah,
And
it'll
then
be
like
like a miracle. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
for real. And then like a lot of TIs, and I hate to say it, but we're not. Some of us like we're not all the way there. Like I'll speak
Yeah.
for myself. Like I had the I think I
Yeah.
probably said this experience before, but I was going to date another TI until I realized how narcissistic he was. And I think like when people are deprived from things, they take anything that they still have and like make it's like that's their ego. So it was just a very narcissistic, toxic like environment to be in. So I just had to cut the person off. But I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna take. I hear some people.
I always wondered who that was, but we could talk about it off this.
Yeah, that'll be cool. But do
Yeah.
you guys know the TI named Just Me on YouTube?
No.
Well, she's in a relationship with a person that's not a TI, and he seems to be very supportive. So I guess there's hope.
Yeah, I guess so. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've ran into that person. I've seen them around.
Just Me.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'm just over this program.
For real. I'm
Over
like,
it.
it's so annoying. Like, oh my God. And it's not even like I could deal with it, but it's just like, dude, like, it's not gonna do anything. It's just like fucking like the most annoyingest shit you could deal with every day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, are you guys gonna fucking ever do something different? Or like, it's just the same shit. It's the same thing every fucking day, the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think they
like,
do that on purpose. It's to cause like a certain level of insanity, because like that's
right.
the definition.
Yeah, because they're fucking loony. That's why they're all fucking batshit crazy. They're all
Hmm.
fucking, they like this repetitive shit. I don't, who wants to do the same thing every day?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I like to try to like break away from it. I try to go in my own little world. Listen to music, go to like the park, and just meditate, whatever. Try to like get away from it somehow. But even still, when when I'm by myself, I just, I'm good. I'm at peace. And
Hmm.
even to try to be at peace with this, like with this stuff going on, it's hard to do. But if you can, master that, if you can learn how to like deal with it, it's like that's like you said, we're the strongest people that there is. Like
Yeah.
we have to figure out ways to like be at peace even though there's chaos all around us.
Hmm.
And it's like we're becoming freaking like Yoda and shit.
Yeah. I guess we have to like. I guess we should all just take a trip and spend a year with the monks, because they live in
Uh,
isolation. And I guess it'll be a good way to like learn how to cope
Hell
with
yeah.
it.
I'm down.
Yeah, man.
I'm already bald, so it's all good.
Yeah. I'm done. I just realized what you said. That's crazy. But yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Just study what the monks do and learn how to
Yeah,
just be at
I
peace
have
with the
some
chaos.
I have some chants like the Om chants.
Hmm.
Those are like some of them are cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
I tried that.
but
I did
doesn't
some of that in the beginning and it did absolutely nothing. I think that could be
right.
because I get V2K and they kind of disturb anytime I like try to meditate, but
Let me see
you cut out for
different
a
types of
second.
like songs that I've collected over time, but they're like some of them are good. You don't gotta like if you ain't vibing with one, just go to the next one. But I'm gonna send you
Mhm.
the playlist. Like a lot of people have told me that they like them.
Okay. Yeah, text it to me. But yeah, I'm not gonna stay on for too much longer. I am getting kind of tired.
We understand. We thank you for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
It's good to have you here. Come back again, will you please?
Of course.
Okay.
That'll be cool. It was great talking to you guys.
You too, Tony.
All right. I'll still listen in. I just won't be on the live stream.
Up to you. Whatever you like.
Okay. Talk to you
I'll,
guys soon.
good night.
Night.
Well, so I'll finish the story with a Cuban woman. Now she wanted me to tell her or recommend how she could get a bigger ass, and I said, well, I showed her the machine. Here's the Stairmaster. You need to do that. Here's the butt blaster. You got to do that. You should do squats. You should work on leg extensions. And then your diet. Start eating things where, because with most women, the food, the the heavier food goes straight to their ass and their hips. How do I know this? Well, I've lived with a few women and I've fattened them up, and I know where it goes, their hips and their ass. Now, they didn't know I was doing this, but I'm kind of sly with that, right? Here, would you like a slice of pizza? Would you like a slice of cherry pie, microwave heated with a vanilla ice cream? And pretty soon she's got 10 pounds and it went straight to her ass where I wanted it. So she goes, well, what do you think about injections? I said, well, first, they're expensive too. There are doctors that don't do a very good job. I mean, that's always the risk you run with something artificial, because she wants it easy. They all do, right? They all got to want to run out and have some doctor do it for them. They don't want to work for that shit, right, T-Loke?
Right.
Yeah. So now then she's telling me about how she can, how when she has sex, she's very clean, and she doesn't have sex with dirty guys, and she always uses protection and soap, and she's talking about like she doesn't have a gag reflex. I mean, she's telling me a lot of information here. And then she's asking me, how tall are you again? Oh, can she mind if I put my hands on you? So I said, well, go ahead if you want. So she's got her hands under my shirt. She's feeling my chest, feeling my stomach, and things like this. She says, can you give me a hug? I said, sure. So I did. It just was so out of the ordinary. I mean, how often does something like this happen? You know what I'm saying? So now I think this was some random deal? No, I didn't. What happened to you, Lo? What the hell happened? She wanted an excuse to put her hands on my body. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And the more I thought about it, I thought, all right, here's my number, but I didn't care if she called me or didn't. I really didn't care. It was kind of a half-ass interest. You know what I mean? Now, have I ever gotten a call back since I've given out my number? I have not. Not one. So next time I need to recommend that we exchange information. I don't know if that's even any better, but I don't know. I have no idea. I do not know. C Dub, you're still here. There's like a narcissist scale when you're raised by them and grow up around a bunch of them. You have to learn how to make you sure you're never too far swung on the scale while guarding yourself. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that completely. Uh, the old man was a serious narc. I was just talking to my mother. I said, "You realize he threatened his own son? That would be me with a 12 gauge shotgun in front of his wife." I said, "Oh man, you even reach for a gun on me, and I'm gonna have it stuck up your ass sideways. Don't you even think of pulling a gun on me?" But it just shows you the level of uh, psychosis, psychotic. The old man is even talking about clipping his own son. I mean, it's just there's no excuses for that shit. Now I realize he was high as a kite on morphine, but still, Anyhow, I'd have beaten his ass if he grabbed a gun. I would have beat his ass. But the fact that you have to do that is, I mean, it just shows you how fucked up the family is. Now, my mother marries an ex-convict out of Folsom Penitentiary in '87. What a dumb shit. She could have had almost any man she wanted in this valley, one that was successful and had his shit together. And she got to marry an ex-con, one percenter. Why? He's got a swastika tattooed on his stomach and a warbird and everything. I mean, talk about the flipping bottom of the barrel, man. But, that again, that's the family I grew up in. I don't know what happened to Tilo, guys. He disappeared. There he is. You're back.
Yo, my bad. I was texting some people for some reason. I don't know why, but I used to be able to let this run in the background of my phone and still like switch around on other apps. And
Oh,
for some reason, it's closing. Like it doesn't stay on anymore. I don't know what the hell they did to my phone, but they're for sure messing with my phone.
uh-huh. Well, I mean, maybe. Maybe. Sometimes things go wrong in life, and it's not always them, but I mean, it could be. At
Well,
any
it's
rate,
because I'm used to like taking note of stuff and how it works. And when something changes, it's not the only way is if the website I think changes it. So StreamYard had to have changed something, which I don't think they did, but the browser's still the same, my phone's still the same, no updates or nothing. So it should still run pretty much the same, but it's not. So I mean, it's not a big deal as long as I get to use it. It's all that matters and be able to speak with you guys. So
all right. Well, you got a job. Good for you.
yep,
Did you
gotta
have to
stack
work?
my chips.
Did you have to work Friday? You did, I guess, huh?
Oh, not the holidays.
Is it Monday through Friday?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's pretty good, huh?
yep, not too shabby.
All right.
9:30 right now.
Yeah.
You still have what, one day off till you got to go back to work on Monday?
Yeah, I don't have to do anything. If I want to quit the job, I can. If I want to call in sick Monday, I can.
Nice, yeah.
I got now. I made my money on this job. This job's winding down fast, and maybe it's time to take a little break. Maybe it's time to take a couple of weeks off and just chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I had mentioned to you, like if you ever wanted to come visit over here, down here, and we could, do some things, go out, you know, whatever.
I
But maybe
appreciate
once
it.
I make a few more shekels, so we can, so I can, pay the bill.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
But
get a
yeah,
couple. Get a
if you
few.
ever wanted to come down here too, you're always welcome. We can go bird dog some chicks or something.
Well, that's kind of what I like.
Yeah, we'll go fishing as you innuendo.
Right. Uh, yeah, I like fishing, and I like catching even better. Whoever,
Maybe a red snapper or something.
I'm hoping for pink snapper.
Oh my god. These fucking bastards, man, they hit me with this bullshit vibration, and it's like my ear is vibrating, and it's fucking annoying, but whatever. It's like every night, like it never fails with their shit. Like, and it follows me everywhere. Like I'll go, couple miles down, wherever to go do something else, and like they're like literally just not too far behind, and they don't let me have peace you know for a good minute. Sometimes I just don't give a fuck, but I block it out somehow. But usually it's there. It's always there in the background. One day it'll fucking finally come to a goddamn end.
I sure as fucking hell hope so, man. Uh, the only thing I can say that is of encouraging is that the level of my targeting has diminished substantially in the last 6 months. Okay, there's no way I could have accomplished 10, 12. Let's call it 12 weeks of employment with the level of targeting that I experienced a year ago. I think I made it 8 weeks, barely. I barely made it 8 weeks, and so I've already exceeded that limit this year. And my goal for 2022 is at least 1,000 hours, hopefully more like 1,500 hours. Uh, but I would like to take a week or so off. Not too much more than that.
Right. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna call it a night here. Getting kind of drowsy.
No problem. Yeah, I'm thinking of
But
hitting it.
I just wanted to do it live, keep our people up to date, and get a
Yeah,
little bit of conversation going. But we're gonna continue these lives, and we're gonna continue to expose these cowards and stand strong together. So for anybody that's listening, that's going through it, don't forget you're not alone. You got other people here that are fighting. the same fight. Just we're here if you need us. Don't hesitate, and just keep giving them hell. Keep your head up and stay strong.
All right, brother. Have yourself a good night. And if I don't talk to you tomorrow, you have yourself a good work week, and I'll yak at you sometime during the week.
Sure, sounds good.
All right, later, man. Have a good night.
All right, have a good night. Peace.